Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Oluwatosin. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to cut different types of neckline as shown in this video. So come along with me, let's get started. The first neckline that I'll be cutting here is the keyhole neckline as seen in the picture. So the neck width that I'll be using is 3.5 inches for the neck width measurement. Then I'll go down by 4 inches. I'll connect the two together. This next stage where the keyhole will be really depends on your preference, but for me I went down by 2.5 inches. Then I marked like 3/4 inch upward and downward on for both the up and the down side. Then I connected it together in a circle form. This really depends on how big you want the keyhole to be on your outfit. For this type of neckline, I really don't know the name to call it, but I'll be using 3.5 inches for the neck width and 6 inches for the neck depth. Here I went up by 1.5 inches, then I used my curve ruler to curve it in an inverted way. For this neckline, I used 3.5 inches upward. Then for the neck depth, I used 5.5 inches. But I want you to note that for this particular neckline, if you check what I'm doing properly, you see that I used 4.5 inches on the downside, then I connected it in a slanted way. So what I used upward is not what I used downward, so that it will give it that slanted shape. I used 3.5 inches upward, then downward I used 4.5 inches. Can you see that it is slanted? It is not straight. This neckline is what they call inverted Queen Anne neckline. It is one of the trending necklines presently. So I used 3.5 inches as usual for the neck width. For the down part, I used 4.5 inches. Then I'll connect both lines in a slanted way. This neckline is very similar to the one I cut earlier, which I said I did not really know the name to call it, but they are different. That is not slanted. I cut it in a straight way, but this is slanted. So after connecting both lines, I went up by 2 inches. Then I will use my curve ruler to curve it downward. Now this is a Queen Anne neckline. So as usual, I went up by 3.5 inches for the neck width. Then I went down by 6 inches for the neck depth. But I also marked 4 inches on the side of the neck depth. Then I marked 4 inches on both sides. After connecting it with my ruler, I went further to mark 1 inch extra where I marked 4 inches initially. Then I connected it upward in a slanted way to meet with the 3.5 inches upward. Then I'll use my curve ruler to curve it downward to meet the 6 inches that I marked before. This is another type of Queen Anne neckline which is totally different from the one I cut earlier. So here I went up by 3.5 inches for the neck width as usual, 3.5 inches for the neck width. Then I went down by 5 inches for the neck depth. I also marked 5 inches at the other side. Then I connected it together. Then I used my ruler to trace it out. The difference between this Queen Anne neckline and the one that I cut previously is that that other one I did it in a slanted way, but this one is in a square shape. I did not slant it at all. So for this I went up by 2 inches. Then I'll use my curve ruler to curve it. The next neckline is a U-shaped neckline. So this type of neckline, I went up by 3.5 inches as usual, then 5 inches for the neck depth. So here I went up by 1.5 inch. Then also the down part, I also went up by 1.5 inch. Then I used my curve ruler to curve the two places that I marked. This is a type of scallop neckline. So here I went up by 3.5 inches, then 6 inches for the neck depth, 3.5 inches for the neck width, then 6 inches for the neck depth. I marked 1.5 inches at interval, as you can see me do 1.5 inches at interval in three different places. Then I connected everything together in a circular form. This is a type of V-shaped neckline. V-shaped neckline. So here I went down by 6 inches for the neck depth. Then I also used 3.5 inches for the neck width. Here I went further to mark 1 inches from the down part where I initially marked 6 inches. I connected everything together. This is a Canoe type of neckline. So here I use 5 inches for the neck width as opposed to 3.5 inches that I've been using before. Here the neck width is always broad and the neck depth is not low at all. So here I use 3 inches for the neck depth. This is an asymmetric neckline. So here I used 3.5 inches for one part of the neckline. Then I opened it up. Then from the mid part, I marked 5 inches for the other part of the neckline. I went ahead to mark 5 inches for the neck depth and 5 inches for the neck depth at the other side too. Now, when I was done marking, I went in by 1 inch from where I marked 5 inches initially. Then I gave it a slight curve from that 1 inch to where I marked 5 inches for the neck depth. If you have watched my video up to this moment, I want to say a big thank you to you for watching. Please do well to subscribe, share, and switch on the notification bell. See you in my next video. Bye.